The Quiet Path to Wealth. 10 Timeless Financial Truths. Ever wonder how some people seem to effortlessly build lasting wealth while others struggle endlessly? What if there was a hidden financial playbook they follow? Today, we unlock its secrets. What if your journey to financial freedom wasn't about complex schemes or risky bets, but about embracing timeless principles? We're about to reveal 10 such truths. Do you ever notice how some individuals quietly, almost invisibly, build substantial wealth, while many others seem to spend an entire lifetime struggling, just trying to stay afloat? It often feels like there's a secret financial manual out there, one that only a select few have access to, a set of underlying rules that allows certain communities to consistently grow their wealth without calling undue attention to themselves, without taking reckless risks, and certainly without simply relying on sheer luck. Wealth Topmax warmly welcomes you. This channel is dedicated to sharing wealth-building mindsets for those seeking financial and time freedom. If you don't want to miss out on future valuable insights, consider subscribing for free and turning on the notification bell. Well, the truth is, that kind of manual, or rather, that body of wisdom, genuinely exists. For centuries, one community, often noted for its financial resilience and acumen, the Jewish community, has not only understood but has effectively mastered these principles. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain to reveal 10 of these silent, yet incredibly powerful wealth-building secrets. Strategies that have helped Jewish families build and maintain financial security for many generations. More importantly, I'll show you how you can begin to apply these very same foundational principles in your own life, starting today. But I urge you to listen closely because the last secret we'll discuss is profoundly important. It's often the missing piece of the puzzle, the one element that truly separates those who successfully reach their first million from those who stay stuck, repeating the same financial mistakes year after year. So stay with me until the very end, because without understanding this final crucial secret, the others might not yield the full results you're hoping for. If you're truly ready to learn how to build wealth strategically and avoid wasting years on costly missteps, then let's get started. Secret number 10. Understanding that making money is your duty. Have you ever wondered why some people always seem to have money at their disposal, navigating life with a certain financial ease, while others struggle throughout their entire lives, no matter how hard they seem to work? The answer usually isn't found in luck. It's rooted in mindset. The most successful people understand something fundamental that most don't. Making money, achieving financial stability, isn't just an option. It's a duty, a responsibility. When financial stability becomes your top priority, nearly every choice you make begins to work in your favor. Now, think about this for a second. If you lost your primary income today, how long could you realistically survive? A month? Maybe 3 months? For most people, the answer is terrifyingly short. Wealthy individuals refuse to be that vulnerable. They see money as a vital necessity, much like breathing. This isn't about materialism. It's about securing freedom. The freedom from constant worry and the freedom to make choices. What does this mean in practice? It means actively developing skills that the market genuinely values and is willing to pay well for. Not just hobbies, but real high-value skills. Think of sales, digital marketing, software development. Warren Buffett didn't just sit around waiting for opportunities to appear. He actively created them. And what about you? Are you waiting to be discovered, or are you busy building your own path? How do you apply this mindset? Start today. Treat your income generation as a responsibility, not an accident. If you don't have a clear plan to increase your earnings, create one now. This could mean taking a course, starting a side business, or beginning to invest consistently in something like the S&P 500. If your income has been stagnant for more than 2 years, it's a clear signal that it's time for a change. Because when you take full control of your finances, something incredible happens. The fear begins to disappear. No more constant anxiety about bills. No more sleepless nights over unexpected expenses. No more dependency on anyone else for your financial well-being. So, the crucial question is, do you want to take charge of your financial future, or will you remain a passive spectator? But here's a deeper layer to this. Understanding that making money is your duty is just the beginning. In the lessons that follow, you'll learn why most people never truly build wealth, even when they start earning more. The next principle, for instance, is so powerful it can help turn even a modest $500 a month into over $1 million given enough time. Secret number 9, the power of long-term thinking. Have you ever truly wondered what would happen, where you would be financially today if you had started investing consistently just 10 years ago? Take a moment to really think about it. Most people live paycheck to paycheck, their focus almost entirely on this month's bills. Meanwhile, the wealthy are playing an entirely different game. They understand something profound. Time doesn't just pass. When it comes to money, it compounds. The greatest financial minds don't chase quick money. They focus on building lasting wealth. And they do it through one incredibly powerful principle: long-term thinking. This isn't just about patience, it's about strategy. While others chase instant gratification, the financially savvy make decisions today that are designed to pay off for decades to come. They don't primarily ask, what will make me money this month? They ask, what actions today will make me wealthy in 20 years? And the results of this approach speak for themselves. Here's a fact that might shock you. $500 invested monthly in a simple index fund, averaging a 10% annual return, can become over $1 million in 30 years. That's the remarkable magic of compound interest. Einstein supposedly called it the 8th wonder of the world. Yet, here's the tragedy. Most people will never experience this level of wealth growth, not because they cannot, but because they won't start early enough or stay consistent. Every 5 years you delay investing can cost you hundreds of thousands in potential future wealth. So, how do you apply this long-term thinking to your life? First, treat time as your greatest asset, even more so than money itself. The earlier you start investing, the less you'll actually need to invest out of pocket over time. Second, create a realistic financial roadmap, not just for next year, but for the next decade. Where do you want to be financially in 2035? What needs to happen each year to get you there? Third, choose investments that are geared for steady growth over time. Forget get-rich-quick schemes. Focus on established avenues like real estate, solid businesses, and index funds that have proven track records. Imagine waking up 10 years from now with money flowing in, not primarily from your daily work, but from the wise decisions you made a decade earlier. That's the power of long-term thinking. But here's what most people miss. Having this mindset is essential, but it's nearly worthless without a system to manage your money effectively along the way. In secret number 8, you'll discover a method so powerful, yet elegantly simple, that it's been used for generations to build and preserve wealth. It's the system that helps ensure you always have money for emergencies, for investments, and even for helping others. Secret number 8, the 5-jar money management system. If you received an unexpected $10,000 today, would you know exactly what to do with it? Or would it likely disappear within a few months, leaving you wondering where it all went? Here's a truth most financial advisors won't necessarily shout from the rooftops. Making money is only half the battle. The real secret to building lasting wealth lies in how you manage what you earn. Financially successful people often follow a simple yet powerful system that ensures they're always building wealth. not just chasing income. It's often referred to as the five-jar money management system. The concept is brilliantly simple. Every dollar you earn gets immediately divided into 5 specific categories. Before you spend anything, not after. This one difference in timing changes everything. The average person tends to spend first and then hopes something is left over. The usual result? Nothing significant is left over. Ever. This means no emergency fund when the car breaks down, no investments growing for the future, and ultimately very little financial freedom. Studies indicate that people who follow a systematic approach to money management tend to accumulate significantly more wealth over their lifetime. So, what exactly is this 5-jar system? Jar number 1. 10% goes to charity. This isn't just about generosity. It's also about fostering an abundance mindset. When you give first, you train your brain to see money as abundant, not scarce. Jar number 2. 10% goes to extra support. This is for helping family, friends, or specific causes you care deeply about. This strengthens your community and creates a network of mutual support. Jar number 3. 20% goes to investments, not just savings. This means investing in things like real estate, businesses, or index funds such as Vanguard's S&P 500, assets that can grow. This money is ideally never touched for expenses. Its sole purpose is to create more money. Jar number 4. 10% goes to an emergency fund. Life happens. Cars break down, roofs leak, jobs can end. Financially savvy people are rarely caught completely off guard because they're prepared. This fund brings a peace of mind that is truly priceless. Jar number 5. 50% goes to essential expenses. This covers housing, food, transportation. Everything necessary for daily living must fit within this percentage. If it doesn't, it's a clear signal your lifestyle might be exceeding your income. Imagine never truly worrying about money again, because it's always organized. Imagine having investments constantly working for you. Imagine never falling into debt because of emergencies. Imagine always having money available for good opportunities that arise. This isn't a fantasy. It's what can happen when you follow a system, instead of just hoping for the best. The question is simple. Do you have a strategy for managing your money, or does it simply slip away? But the 5-jar system only reaches its full potential if you understand how to teach these principles to others, especially within your family. In secret number 7, you'll discover why financial education at home is often the missing piece that schools rarely provide, and why families that successfully pass down this knowledge tend to create wealth that lasts for generations. Are these ideas starting to connect for you? Can you see the potential for change? We're building a powerful framework here. Secret number 7. Financial education at home. What if you had learned about money, how to manage it, save it, and invest it when you were just 10 years old? Where might you be financially today? It's a shocking reality for many that most people spend 12 or more years in school learning subjects like algebra, history, and literature, but often dedicate zero formal time to learning how to manage money, invest, or build wealth. Is it any wonder why such a high percentage of adults live paycheck to paycheck? Financially successful families often do things differently. They make money a regular family conversation from an early age. Children learn how to manage, invest, and ideally, multiply wealth. This isn't about turning kids into money-obsessed individuals. It's about giving them practical tools for freedom that schools generally don't provide. The problem often runs deep in our culture. Many families avoid talking about money completely, treating it almost as a taboo subject. This can lead to adults who spend everything they earn without a plan, think investing is only for the rich, fall into debt traps like high-interest credit cards, and then continue this cycle with their own children. The impact of early financial education is undeniable. Research often shows that children who learn about money early are significantly more likely to become financially independent adults. They tend to understand concepts like compound interest, debt management, and asset growth even before they graduate high school. So, how can you implement financial education in your family? First, talk openly about money. Remove the shame and secrecy. Discuss household finances, explain financial decisions, and involve children in age-appropriate conversations about spending and saving. Second, create practical learning systems. Many families use a simplified version of the 5-jar system with allowances, teaching kids about spending, investing, donating, and saving. When a 12-year-old sees their small investment jar grow over time, they learn lessons that will benefit them for life. Third, encourage entrepreneurial thinking. Instead of just giving an allowance, encourage kids to earn money by creating value, perhaps selling lemonade, mowing lawns, or creating simple digital products. This builds a clear connection between effort, value, and reward. Fourth, teach compound interest early. Show them, through simple examples, how money can grow over time. $1 doubled every day for 30 days becomes over $10 million, a dramatic, if hypothetical, illustration that makes the point. These lessons can stick forever. Imagine if you had learned these principles as a child. How many financial mistakes might you have avoided? How much larger could your net worth be today? How much more secure might your children's future be? Now, think about what you're teaching the next generation about money, either directly or indirectly. But financial education alone isn't always enough. You often need the right connections to truly accelerate your financial growth. In secret number 6, you'll discover how strategic networking can create financial opportunities that most people never access, and why who you know can often be just as important as what you know when building wealth. Secret number 6, networking, the power of the right relationships. It's not what you know, but who you know. You've likely heard this phrase many times, but have you truly grasped its power in the context of wealth? This isn't to say that skills and knowledge don't matter. They absolutely do. However, the fastest path to significant financial success often runs through other people. The wealthiest individuals understand this truth intimately. They strategically build networks that strengthen their position and create a constant flow of financial opportunities. This is why some people seem to effortlessly find amazing deals, while others struggle for years without a major breakthrough. It often comes down to access. Most people try to build wealth in isolation. They work hard but may never connect with groups or individuals that could accelerate their growth. They may never access privileged information about investments and business opportunities, not realizing that the right relationships can open doors that remain closed to almost everyone else. Statistics are often eye-opening here. Studies frequently show that a large percentage, sometimes cited as 70% or more, of all jobs and business opportunities come through personal connections, not through applications, advertisements, or cold outreach. Think about that for a moment. The best opportunities rarely reach the public marketplace first. They're often shared within trusted networks. So how do you build a strategic network that propels your financial growth? First, actively participate in groups and events relevant to your industry or interests. Most opportunities are missed simply because people aren't in the right places at the right times. Join professional communities, networking events, and even exclusive groups where high-value connections are made. Second, always aim to give value before asking for help. Networking isn't just about taking, it's about contributing. Help others first, create value, and build a reputation as someone who delivers. When you do this consistently, people will remember you when opportunities arise. Third, consciously connect with financially successful people. If you only spend time with people living paycheck to paycheck, that mindset can become your default. Surround yourself with people who have achieved what you're aiming for. Their perspective can transform your own. Fourth, leverage the power of warm introductions. In wealth-building communities, opportunities often come through recommendations. When you build credibility, doors can open more naturally through trusted connections. Imagine having a network where new business opportunities constantly emerge. You receive valuable insights about investments before they become common knowledge. There's often someone willing to help you grow and overcome obstacles. This isn't a fantasy. It's the reality for those who deliberately build strategic relationships. The question is simple. Are your current connections helping you grow financially, or are they keeping you exactly where you are? But even with the right network, there's another critical skill that separates the truly wealthy from almost everyone else. In secret number 5, you'll discover why financially successful people spend their money differently, and how intelligent frugality might be the most powerful wealth-building tool you're not currently using effectively. Secret number 5. Intelligent frugality. Spend with purpose. Did you know that many millionaires drive ordinary cars and live in relatively modest homes? The popular idea that wealthy people invariably live lavishly is largely a myth. True wealth builders understand something profound. Don't spend money primarily to look rich. Spend money in ways that help you become rich and stay rich. This isn't about being cheap or miserable. It's about being highly strategic with every dollar. The fundamental problem for many is simple but devastating. It's not just about how much you earn. It's critically about how much you keep. Many people increase their spending whenever their income rises. They might buy things they don't truly need, sometimes with money they don't really have, often to impress people who don't ultimately care. They believe that if they can afford the monthly payment, they can afford the product. This is a well-trodden path to permanent financial mediocrity. Studies have shockingly revealed that a high percentage, sometimes up to 70% of lottery winners, end up bankrupt within just 5 years. Why? Because money without proper management and mindset doesn't equal lasting wealth. The financially savvy approach spending completely differently. They spend strategically, focusing on growth and value, not just on appearance. So how can you practice intelligent frugality? First, create a budget and diligently stick to a spending plan. Know exactly where every dollar is going. Before spending on non-essentials, ask yourself, does this make me richer, or does it just make me look or feel good temporarily? Second, prioritize investments over consumer goods. Instead of spending heavily on items that lose value the moment you buy them, focus on investing in assets that can generate income or appreciate over time, like real estate, businesses, or your own financial education through reputable programs. Third, actively avoid lifestyle inflation. When your income increases, don't automatically increase your spending in tandem. Instead, aim to increase your investing. Strive to maintain a sustainable standard of living that isn't overly dependent on constant income growth. Fourth, see money as a tool, not primarily as a status symbol. The truly wealthy often don't feel the need to prove anything to anyone with their possessions. This mindset allows them to accumulate wealth more quietly and securely, maintaining financial peace without attracting unnecessary attention. Imagine being able to consistently accumulate money without the burden of unnecessary debt. Imagine living with financial freedom without feeling the constant need to impress others. Imagine investing more and, over time, being able to work less because your money is growing automatically. The question is straightforward. Are you currently spending to appear rich or to become truly wealthy? But intelligent spending is far less effective if you're drowning in debt. In secret number 4, you'll discover how to avoid the unnecessary debt traps that keep millions of people financially imprisoned, and how to use credit strategically to build wealth instead of destroying it. Does this idea of spending with purpose resonate with you? It's a subtle shift with powerful implications. Now, let's tackle a major hurdle for many. Secret number 4. Avoiding unnecessary debt. Did you know that many individuals spend their entire lives working primarily just to pay interest on debt they've accumulated? Debt can be either a powerful tool for leverage or a devastating trap. The financially savvy generally follow one simple principle. If you need to borrow money to buy it, and it's not an income-producing asset, you probably can't truly afford it yet. They actively avoid bad debt like the plague, ensuring their money works for them, not for banks and credit card companies. The problem with debt often runs deeper than most realize. The real issue isn't just the amount you owe, it's the compounding interest that can keep you chained to it for years. Millions pay absurdly high interest rates on credit cards and other forms of consumer financing. They buy things on credit because they seem affordable in small monthly payments, but they can end up paying 2 to 3 times the actual value over time. They accumulate debt, sometimes without fully realizing the long-term cost, living in an endless cycle of payments. The result? Most of their income goes to servicing these debts, leaving very little to build real wealth. Here's a shocking statistic that should serve as a wake-up call. The average American can pay over $100,000 in interest alone on consumer debt during their lifetime. That means instead of building wealth, many people are, in effect, financing someone else's fortune. So, how can you break free from detrimental debt and use credit more strategically? First, primarily use credit only to increase your net worth. The financially savvy typically only borrow money when the investment is expected to bring a return higher than the interest paid. Examples could include income-producing real estate, like rental properties in growing markets, loans to expand an already profitable business, or education that will genuinely and significantly increase your earning power through specialized training. Second, always aim to pay your credit cards off in full each month. Credit cards should be a convenience tool, not a long-term financing option. The goal is to use them and then pay them completely at the end of the month, thereby avoiding interest entirely. Third, eliminate existing bad debt as quickly as possible. If you have high-interest debt, prioritize paying it off aggressively before even thinking about making new, significant investments. The longer you stay in such debt, the more money you'll lose to interest payments. Fourth, try to never make purchases based solely on the perceived affordability of monthly payments. Always focus on the total cost. If the only way you can afford something is by spreading payments over 24 months or more, it's a clear sign you can't truly afford it yet with your current cash flow. Imagine a life where you rarely worry about bills and debt payments. Your money is growing instead of being consumed by interest. You can invest and build wealth without the constant fear of your income being compromised. The question is simple but powerful. Are you working to build your own wealth or primarily just to pay interest to others? But avoiding bad debt is only one piece of the puzzle. In secret number 3, you'll discover why entrepreneurship might be the fastest and most direct path to true financial independence for many, and how you might even be able to start your own business without needing a massive initial investment or immediately quitting your day job. Secret number 3, entrepreneurship, the path to independence. If you lost your job tomorrow, would you have another reliable source of income to support yourself and your family? The greatest financial trap for many is depending entirely on a single paycheck. Financially successful individuals understand that controlling your income source, or at least having multiple sources, is essential for building real wealth. That's why entrepreneurship is often so highly valued in communities that prioritize long-term wealth. They know that having your own business can provide a level of financial freedom, unlimited growth potential, and security against economic downturns that a traditional job rarely offers. The problem of single-source income affects millions. Many spend their lives working to enrich their employers, not primarily themselves. When you depend on a salary, your income will almost always have a ceiling imposed by someone else. If the company closes or the economy worsens, you can lose your only income source virtually overnight. The time you spend working for others could, at least in part, be invested in building something of your own. The result for many is that they reach retirement age without substantial assets or passive income streams. Here's a revealing statistic. In the United States, a very high percentage, often cited around 88%, of millionaires are or have been entrepreneurs or business owners. This happens because, as an entrepreneur, you don't solely depend on predetermined salary increases. You have the potential to create your own earning ceiling. So, how can you begin your entrepreneurial journey? First, find a problem and work to solve it. The most successful businesses generally offer clear solutions to real problems that people or other businesses face. Ask yourself, what do people around me need that I might be able to provide? Look for pain points in your industry or community that nobody is addressing effectively. Second, start small, but think big. You don't necessarily need to quit your job immediately. Many successful entrepreneurs began with a side business, nurturing it until it could become their main income source. Companies like Apple and Amazon famously started in garages. Facebook began in a dorm room. The key is to start, not necessarily to start perfectly. Third, commit to learning about finance and business management. Having a business without understanding money management is risky. Study finances, growth strategies, and how to reinvest profits effectively to expand. Books like Profit First by Mike Michalowicz can offer valuable insights into managing business finances. Fourth, focus on recurring and scalable income where possible. The most profitable businesses often don't depend entirely on your direct time to grow. Consider digital products that can sell while you sleep, franchise models that can expand with systems, subscription models that provide predictable revenue, or real estate investments that generate monthly cash flow. Imagine having a business where you earn money even when you're not actively working in it every moment. You'd worry less about being fired or depending on a single boss. Your earnings could increase over time, potentially without strict limits. The question cuts to the heart of wealth building. Are you building something of your own, or primarily just helping others get rich? But even the best business can't protect you completely if it's your only source of income. In secret number 2, you'll discover why diversification of income might be the most important financial strategy you're not currently using, and how to ensure you never have to depend on just one money source again. Secret number 1, how to make your first million quietly. Most people believe that becoming a millionaire requires extraordinary luck or a huge salary from a young age. But what if I told you there's a tested, predictable path to get there? The financially savvy often follow a proven process to build wealth without attracting undue attention, without taking unnecessary risks, and without depending excessively on external factors. They know the first million rarely happens by accident. It's built quietly with discipline and consistent strategy. Here are the 4 fundamental steps they often follow. Step 1. Increase your income strategically. Why is this essential? You can't invest or multiply what you don't earn. The wealthy ensure their income is generally always growing. This can be through well-paid careers like law, medicine, technology, finance. Businesses that generate consistent income, developing extra income sources through investments, real estate, or consulting. Practical action. If you've earned roughly the same salary for years, it's time to find ways to increase it. If you don't have an extra income source yet, start exploring how to build one today. Step 2. Practice intelligent saving and rigorous expense control. The biggest mistake people make is spending everything they earn. The wealthy typically live below their means, quietly saving to multiply their assets. They often prioritize investments and financial education over luxury and status symbols. They try not to significantly increase their lifestyle just because they start earning more. They often create an automatic system to save anywhere from 20% to 50% or more of their income. Practical action. Create a budget where your expenses consistently remain below your income. Automate your savings and investments by transferring money before you have a chance to spend it. Step 3. Make smart investments and accumulate assets. Money sitting still generally loses value over time due to inflation. The secret is making it work for you. The wealthy don't just leave large sums of money in low-interest bank accounts. They transform it into assets that can generate more money. They invest in long-term stocks and funds where compound interest can work in their favor. They might purchase real estate to generate passive income. They often reinvest business profits to grow even more. Practical action. If you don't invest yet, start now, even with small, consistent amounts. Diversify your investments to ensure stability and continuous growth. Consider options like broad index funds, such as Vanguard's S&P 500, or real estate investment trusts, REITs. Step 4. Focus on silent growth and maintain a long-term mindset. The final secret ingredient is patience and discipline. The wealthy know that real wealth isn't built overnight. It typically grows exponentially over many years. They avoid financial fads and get-rich-quick promises. They maintain patience and consistency in their investments. They focus on creating solid assets that can continue growing for future generations. Practical action. Stop looking for shortcuts and focus on continuous, steady growth. Consistent investment over 10 or 20 years can completely transform your financial life. Imagine waking up one day and realizing you've silently built a 7-figure net worth. You didn't necessarily need to take crazy risks. You didn't need to constantly show status to anyone. You simply followed a safe, predictable, and replicable plan. Now that you've learned all 10 of these wealth-building secrets, principles that most people may never fully know or implement, it's time for action. Which one of these powerful principles are you going to implement first in your financial life? Will you start by building multiple income streams? Will you create your own version of the 5-jar system? Or perhaps you'll focus on deeply ingraining long-term thinking into your financial decisions. Time's limited, so I'll wrap it up here. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe, turn on the bell, and feel free to share it. Also, leave a comment below and let me know which secret resonated with you the most and what specific step you're planning to take this week. Your feedback is always appreciated as we walk this journey toward financial freedom together. I share these tips freely to help more people unlock both financial and time freedom. If even one line in this video sparked something useful for you, then it's all been worth it. Wishing you true freedom in both wealth and life.